Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing really well, and happy solstice. We're not quite there yet, but blessed Yuletide to all of you guys. We're almost there. It's kind of crazy that number one, we're already in December. Number two, the year's almost over, and number three, we're pretty much right at solstice Christmas time. It's been absolute craziness. So I'm going to be having kind of my yearly wrap up coming towards the end of the month. But over the next couple of videos, I did want to share with you guys my Yule haul. So this is going to be a book haul, but also we did pick up another couple of things that we usually don't buy. And as you guys know, Matthew and I don't celebrate Christmas, but we like to pick up a few things to do together. We watch our Lord of the Rings marathon. And lately we've been doing things like coloring books and stuff like that that kind of gets us out of the doom scrolling of TikTok and me working too much and all the things. So I wanted to share today with you guys a couple of non-bookish items, and then the physical books that I've found at the thrift stores lately. And then in the next video, I did also get an Amazon gift card, so I downloaded a whole schwack of ebooks, and I have some audiobooks that I haven't let you guys know that I have yet. So mostly bookish solstice this year, but there are some non-bookish items, and I'm super excited because I'm kind of reinvigorating a love that I haven't done in a couple of years. So first and foremost, Matthew and I went we went thrifting yesterday. We had a little bit of a date day, and we were waiting for the restaurant to open that we wanted to go to for lunch, and there is Indigo right there in the same kind of little complex. So Indigo is like the Canadian version of Barnes & Noble. It's our big bookstore here, and we were going through like the games and puzzles in the kids section and stuff, and we both saw this, and then that night we actually didn't buy it, and then last night we were both talking about it, so we went back to the store today and picked it up. So we did get the Trivial Pursuit World of Harry Potter Ultimate Edition, and I'm so excited because I used to love having game night. When I was younger, I would always make like casseroles or a big pot of chili or something and homemade bread, and we would have friends over for game night. And I've never done that with Matthew, and I really do miss doing stuff like board games and puzzles and that sort of thing. So I'm really big on trivia. I love other kinds of like adventure board games and stuff too, but trivia is my thing, and both Matthew and I are huge lovers of Harry Potter, so I thought we could do this together and also do it with a couple of friends as well. So since we both talked about it last night, we did go back to the store and pick that up today. And I also, from Amazon, I ordered, now this isn't going to be in for a little while after Christmas, so I went ahead and ordered it, but it won't be here until the new year. So I also ordered the Trivial Pursuit Horror Ultimate Edition horror trivia game. So basically the same sort of thing, but it has questions, 1,800 questions from classic horror films and books. And so I'm super excited about that because Matthew and I, of course, are huge horror fans. He knows a lot about horror, but also I thought it would be good because it would kind of, you know, click in maybe some movies that we hadn't heard of or never watched before, and then we can add them to our watch list. So as you guys know, I've kind of ramped up my media collecting, my physical media collecting with movies and shows and that kind of thing. And there are some movies and shows I wanted to share with you guys. So super excited for both of these. I have always been a lover of Trivial Pursuit. I always have loved like Jeopardy and trivia and stuff like that. So I'm really super happy that Matthew showed a little bit of interest in that so we could do it together. And along the same lines, I picked up two of these because I got them 50% off. This is, we saw this in the same Indigo location as the Trivial Pursuit game, and when I went online and looked at it last night, I noticed that it was 50% off, which it wasn't marked in the store. And he wanted to get this one too to give it a try. So this is Horror Trivia, a trivia game of twisted terror. Answer questions to arm yourself against ultimate evil. So super excited about this too, and I thought we could use this as sort of the same sort of thing that, you know, maybe it talks about some movies or shows or books or whatever that we either don't know about or haven't seen in a long time or haven't seen ever, and then we can ramp up our watch list. So because these were 50% off, I bought another one. There was only two left in the store, so really super excited that I went back to get these because I'm doing up a gift for my tattoo artist who I'm going to see on Tuesday, and we're going to talk about some add-ons and extensions and stuff like that. I'm really super excited, so I'll be sure to let you guys know what my tattoo plans are and when that's going to happen after I go see my artist on Tuesday. But we've spent so much time together this year, and he's done so much work for me that I definitely wanted to put together a little gift for him. And two things about my tattoo artist: he's a big horror fan and he's a huge Harry Potter fan. So we're definitely along the same lines in our loves, so I bought one of those for him too. Sorry guys, in true Lizzie form, I had to go back and erase a bunch of stuff off my camera because my camera is full. So like I was saying before I was cut off, one big theme for 2025 that I want to have is making sure that I'm balanced and I'm taking downtime, I'm taking care of myself. Because this year, you guys know that I've been really struggling with my reading, and it's not only my reading, it's other things too. And I haven't been doing a very good job with trying to find balance between my work life and my personal life and my hobbies and all of that kind of stuff. And I've been getting really burnt out. I'm, you know, having some health problems and stuff like that. So one big theme of 2025 is I want to make sure that I have activities to do that are soothing and that I actually take time to do them. I don't want to be doom scrolling all the time through TikTok and watching YouTube and getting too involved in like current events and stuff like that, because it really does affect me. So board games, trivia games are one thing. I wanted to get some more coloring books. I do have some over there that we can use. And then I did find 2 puzzles today. And it's something that I've been thinking about for a while, is getting into putting together puzzles where I can just put on a movie in the background or put on an audiobook and put something together and just, you know, really do something that's a little bit mindless that, you know, I can just have fun doing and just relax and not be caught up so much in my work and my adult job all the time. So this puzzle, Indigo did have it for about half price from what Amazon had it for, which was great. So this is a 1,000-piece puzzle, and it's called Occult and Curious, and it has like skulls and some, like a 2-headed snake and a moth and really cute imagery on here. There's an eyeball and some mushrooms and stuff. I haven't put together a puzzle in years, so I'm really super excited. I've got my desk over there and I can just put on an audiobook, or Matthew can do it with me and we can watch a movie. So really super excited because Matt wants to make sure that we're spending time together. I wouldn't say I've been neglecting him, but I do spend a lot of my personal time doing my adult job, and he's very supportive in that, but we definitely need to spend a little bit more time reconnecting and doing these kinds of things together. So this is also a glow-in-the-dark puzzle, which I thought was pretty cool. So I don't know if a 1,000-piece puzzle is a little bit ambitious, but I'm sure we'll get through it. So really super excited for that one. And then I also saw this one, so I went in to get this one specifically with the games, and then I saw this one and it was only $8. This is a 500-piece puzzle, and it's the Hammer House of Horror Dracula, and it has Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing on the front. So it's like the movie poster for the Hammer version of Dracula. So I thought that was really cool. I mean, for the sake of $8, I definitely went ahead and picked it up. And this one's only a 500-piece one. So horror-themed puzzles is something that we're going to be getting into in 2025, and probably over the Yuletide season as well. I definitely want to take, you know, the few days that I don't have any time booked off of work for like additional days, but like the 24th, 25th, 26th, and through New Year's, like we definitely wanted to pick up a couple of things and put together. So yeah, I'm really super excited. We've got some puzzles, we've got some trivia games, and we've got our coloring books. We're going to put together like a movie list. I already told you guys what my watch list is going to be, and we're going to be watching our Lord of the Rings marathon as well. So super excited for all of this. We're going to be in our comfies and just having a good old time. I'm going to try not to overdo it on the food, because let me tell you, since my mom moved here, I've been chonking out. She's been definitely loving on me with food and cake, and she just brought over a huge thing of like homemade cookies and squares and all the things. So I'm trying not to overdo it and still get my exercise in and everything. But definitely wanted to share that with you guys, because I'm definitely going to try to turn things around for 2025, both with my reading and with activities that have nothing to do with my job. Okay, so let's get into the movies next. So again, like I said at the beginning of the video, you guys know that I've been ramping up my physical media collecting. I do want to get some shorter shelves for that side. Like the ceiling in this room, I'm in my basement, kind of comes down a little bit in that section, so I can't get the full-sized Billy bookshelves in there. So I'm going to get the shorter ones that I'm going to be putting together over the Yuletide season as well, while I'm off for a couple of days, because my movie collection is getting quite big now, since we started picking up a few things here and there, and we've gotten rid of pretty much all of our streaming services. So one movie that Matt hasn't seen, and I haven't seen in many, many years, is Dolores Claiborne. We all know that Kathy Bates is absolutely fantastic in Stephen King adaptations, so I went ahead and picked that one up yesterday. I also got Willow. Did you guys watch the show that Disney put out? I didn't get to see it, and I haven't seen this for years and years. I don't know if Matt's even ever seen it. So went ahead and picked that one up. Really super excited for Ninja Turtles 2. I was a huge Ninja Turtles fan when I was a kid. There was actually a period, because it was considered violent, that I wasn't allowed to watch this show, and I went ahead and I did it behind my parents' back anyway. I was a goody-goody when I was growing up, but there were certain things that I had such a love for that I went ahead and did it anyway. So I went ahead and got that one. Definitely have to find number 1 and number 3 as well. Big Fish. Now, funny enough, because I'm a huge Tim Burton fan, I've never seen Big Fish, which is crazy to me. And Matthew's never seen it either. So when I saw it, I went ahead and grabbed that one. And then, so I'm not a huge, like, action kind of person, but I watched this movie in the theater when I was a teenager. I was really into like action films and like martial arts type films and stuff like that when I was a teenager. And this one, The Peacemaker with George Clooney and Nicole Kidman in it, was one of my favorites when I was a teenager. I've watched it 100 times. And I haven't seen it for years and years, so I went ahead and grabbed that one when we were at the so these are all thrifted DVDs. Obviously, I didn't buy them new, but we got them at the thrift store over the past few weeks. And then double feature. So super excited for this one. So we've got the original Teen Wolf and then Teen Wolf 2 with Jason Bateman in it. So this is going to be good, cheesy fun. I mean, it's Sunday today, so maybe we'll go ahead and throw this one on tonight. I'm not really too sure. I was actually going to watch Dracula tonight, but maybe we'll even have time for 2 movies this evening. Matthew is upstairs taking a nap. I've made a big pot of soup, and so once he's up and I finish doing my video, we're going to be sitting down and just chilling and watching some movies for the rest of the night. So maybe we'll pop one of those on as well. Okay, so getting into the physical books that I got myself for Yuletide. So usually during this time of year, I will go out and buy things that I don't normally buy. I mean, we all know that I buy a lot of books, but it's been on the down low for a while because of the renovations and stuff we've been doing in the house. So it was really, really great lately to go out and check out the used bookstores and do what I usually do and have a look to see what's around. So definitely a few that I've never heard of before, and there's definitely a plethora in here. So there's horror, of course, spooky books. There's some romance and series that you guys know that I collect, and then I did pick up some fantasy as well. So this one, The Dark Tower by Sharon Stewart. Now this isn't really a fantasy book, it's more of a historical adventure, historical drama, based on Marie Therese, who lived in Versailles. And so I thought this was interesting. It was $1.79, and I mean, most of you guys know that my degree is in history, especially during this time period, ancient and medieval history, but into Renaissance and that sort of period as well. So this one sounded really, really good, and it's in really great condition. It does have a couple of the pages that are folded down here, but considering its age, let's check the year. 1998, printed in Canada. So considering its age, it's in pretty good condition. There's no spine creases or anything. So that's one that I hadn't heard of before. I threw it in with the fantasy. It's not technically fantasy, but kind of along the same lines. And then this one, Westmark, from the Grand Master of Fantasy, Lloyd Alexander, winner of the American Book Award. So this is one that I don't know anything about. I don't know if this is a standalone or part of a series. I've got to look into it. I always hate when they put the stickers right on the synopsis on the back. I do have some destickering to do, but a lot of these I picked up just yesterday, so haven't had a chance, and I won't be able to read you guys the synopsis because, like I said, the sticker is right over that. So it says it was first published in 1981, and then this one is a Penguin book from 2002, so still fairly old. Now this one, it has some sort of like weird sort of lamination over it, which I don't love, but I definitely wanted to pick it up and throw it on the fantasy shelf. And then keeping with the fantasy, we do have a point fantasy. So this one is Princess Nevermore by Diane Curtis Reagan. So I do have several point fantasies now, and I think I'm soon gonna have to move them all onto their own shelf, I'm not gonna lie. 1995, so again, really great condition. All of these were pretty much together, so whoever had these as part of their sort of fantasy collection definitely probably brought all of these in at the same time. And it says, Quinn wants desperately to travel to outer Earth to see the place where people drop coins into a pool and make wishes. And one day, quite by accident, Quinn gets her wish. Now she doesn't know if she'll ever get home again. I think this is a standalone as well. It doesn't say it's part of a series, but I love the cover on this one. Really cool. And of course, with our Lord of the Rings rewatch, I'm definitely in a fantasy kind of mood, so I grabbed that one while we were out as well. Okay, getting into some series and romance here. I just realized that I wound up with the same book. I think one was out of one shopping trip and one was out of the other. And this one has a tear on the spine, so I'm definitely going to bring this one back or donate. So this is one of the Sweet Valley University, number 16, The Other Woman. I have to say, I've been really impressed with how many Sweet Valley University I've been finding lately, or the, is it the Sweet Valley Seniors? Is the other one that I've been finding a lot of lately, which is great because typically you only usually find the normal series, the Twins and Friends, or Sweet Valley High. So this is great. And this one is a thriller edition. Sweet Valley University, What Winston Saw. So apparently Winston witnessed something spooky, and not fantastic condition, but it's still completely fine. So I figured for $2, I went ahead and picked that one up. And then we got two cheesy Lifeline books. So this one is I Won't Leave You by Victoria A. Althoff. And these books, they're kind of like romancy, sort of overly dramatic, over the top sort of books. But I love the covers on these, and I do have quite a few Lifelines now. And they always look like Sears catalog covers. And this one, so this one is I Won't Leave You, and this one is I Won't Let Them Hurt You by Linda Barr. So kind of along the same lines. I was just looking at the author because I figured with those two titles that they'd probably be the same author, but it's not. So two more for the Lifelines romance collection, dramatic collection. And this one is completely new to me. So a new series that we'll have to look out for more. This is Caprice, number 18. A New Love for Lisa by Harriet S. Abels. So if you've ever heard of the Caprice series, let me know. This is the first time I've seen one of these, and the first time I've heard of it. So I went ahead and grabbed it. July 1983. This one is almost as old as I am. So definitely another one to throw in the romance section. My romance section is getting huge, you guys. And it's so funny because I'm not a romance reader at all. But these vintage romance are just so cheesy, and they're so over the top dramatic. And the covers are just fantastic. So I always got to pick them up. And this one is another one that I don't have any in this series. I'm sorry, every time I sit down to shoot a video, my foot goes to sleep. This is Charisma Inc., number 10, Night Stalker, created by Ruth Glick and Ellen Buckles. So we've got this, creepy dude in the back here, so definitely stalkery sort of behavior, so that's definitely gross. It's definitely creepy. But I know these are always super cheesy. We've got page out of place, but for the most part, it's in fantastic condition. No creases on the spine. And then another new one to me. So lots of new series that we have now that I can look for other books in as well. So this is Clearwater Crossing. And I have a funny feeling that that was a show. Was Clearwater Crossing ever a show? Can you guys let me know? This is New Beginnings by Laura Peyton Roberts. Everyone has their own path to follow. So does this have, this is number 7 in this particular series. So I'm definitely going to have to look this one up and see how many there are. This one is in fantastic condition as well. I picked up all of these together also, so obviously somebody had come in and offloaded their collection. This is the first printing from 1999, and those kids definitely look like what my friends would have looked like in high school as well. And then I have, I think, one other one in this series. This is a spring song book, Joanna by Elaine Schulte. There is one kind of love that she never believed in. So that's interesting. Joanna Stevens knows how to walk away from her troubles at home, her father's drinking, her mother's worried face, but she just doesn't seem to fit in at Santa Rosita High School. Not, that is, until she begins dating senior Matt Thompson. With his great looks and fun-loving personality, Matt is every girl's dream and newcomer Joanna's passport to a world of exclusive parties and friends. But when Matt's close friend goes over the edge, Joanna discovers she needs more than popularity to put the tragedy behind her. So, again, super dramatic, super over the top, super 90s, all the things. So really super excited about that. And then along the same lines of overly dramatic, we have another Lurleen McDaniel book. And you guys know that I read a couple of Lurleen McDaniels when I was a teenager and a preteen and everything. And every time I go out and I find a new one of these, I definitely have to pick it up. It usually has to do a lot with teenage tragedy and love and you know, usually those tear out your heart kind of books. So this one is Telling Christina Goodbye. So it looks like there's a little memorial set up here for this girl. And so definitely along the lines of Lurleen McDaniel's MO, I guess we would call it. And then we got an L.M. Montgomery for my Canadian shelf. So this is Emily Climbs. So L.M. Montgomery obviously is the author of the Anne of Green Gables series and the Story Girl books. And this one, about this girl, Emily, is the basis of the show Emily of New Moon, which is along the same line as the Anne of Green Gables, Road to Avonlea. So if you're looking for another cheesy sort of same time period sort of thing that takes place in PEI, over on the east coast of Canada, Emily of New Moon is another one. So this is part of that series. Don't know if I've got any other Emily books. I can't remember off the top of my head, but when I saw this one, I definitely had to go ahead and grab it because I love her stories. So finally getting into the spooky books. So I was super excited to find a Haunted Canada that I don't own. So another one for the ghosty shelf. And so this is Haunted Canada 10. So I think I've got all of them up to number 9 now, plus the 3 bind-ups. So this one is one that I didn't have. More Scary True Stories by Joel A. Sutherland. And it has this ghostly girl on the front cover here. So really super excited about this. So I do collect these. I have sent some of these to other people, other booktubers and stuff too, because you guys know my love of ghost stories. So again, I know I've said this in the past couple of videos, new bookshelf tour will be coming soon. Maybe I'll shoot those over the Yuletide period and show you guys my haunted artifacts that are now part of the ghosty shelf as well, that my parents bequeathed me from the Haunted Victorian. So next up we have a Sabrina book, so one for my movie and show novelization shelf. So I've got quite a few Sabrina books now, and it's so funny because it was like earlier this year I said that I hardly could ever find Sabrina books, and now it's like every time I go out I find one. So there were a couple more with this one, but they were ones that I already own. So this one is number 6, Been there, done that. American history will never be the same. I also have season 1 of Sabrina that I found on DVD, so I'll probably be putting that on in the new year as well. I love the original Sabrina show, not the Netflix one, but the one with Melissa Joan Hart in it. And so I definitely want to relive that and get some more seasons coming up here. We have a point thriller, I guess you would call it. This is Pale Phoenix, A Companion to Time Windows. There Are Secrets in Miranda's House by Caitlin Rice. I think that's how you pronounce that. So again, there's a big old sticker on the back, but I can see that it says, "That's when the crying started," and a sad, eerie wail that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. And only Miranda can hear it. Is Abby a ghost or something more? So I definitely have to look for this other book. What's it called? Time Windows, because this is a companion to it. So I got this one first, but I went ahead and grabbed it because I didn't want to miss out, because I love adding to my point collection, and all of their thrillers and everything are usually really, really good. And then we have, this is book number 3 in a series that I have no other books in it as well. This is Year of the Cat, book 3, The Amulet, The Final Battle in the Heart of Darkness by Zoe Daniels. So I won't read any of the synopsis because, like I said, this is book 3 in a series, but I love the cover on this one, and I definitely had to go ahead and grab it. And this one is from a first printing from August of 1995. So, I just love the cover on it. It looks really, really good, and I'll have to keep an eye out for the other books in that trilogy as well. Getting into some of the cheesy Canadian books, so I'll just put another one on the top there. So we have an Eric Walters, and I have a couple of his now. He's a Canadian author, and it's usually kind of like mystery adventures, kind of like Secret Service sort of books that he writes, and this is called Diamonds in the Rough. And I haven't read any of the synopsis, but I thought since I had collected so many of his other ones this year that I would go ahead and grab it for the sake of $2.50. So it says Stoddard Kids. So let me know if you guys have read any Eric Walters. I know, like I said, it's Canadian, so most of you guys probably haven't. But I definitely want to see what it's all about. And then I have so many Eric Wilson books in the Liz and Tom Austen mysteries. So this is another Canadian author, and the Liz and Tom Austen mysteries are like the Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys mysteries, but they take place in Canada, and they take place like in different historical locations, and these kids get into all kinds of mystery and solving things and everything. So it's very much like a Nancy Drew sort of thing. So this is The Ghost of Lunenburg Manor, a Tom and Liz Austen mystery. So usually it's either or, but this one, both of the kids are in this particular one. So like I said, I have a lot of these now, so it's really super exciting when I go out and I find one in the collection that I didn't see before. We have a Laurel Leaf suspense book, The Accident by Todd Strasser. Everyone had been drinking. Who was driving? So obviously this has to do with a drinking and driving tragedy, which, I mean, in the 80s and 90s, drinking and driving was a big thing. Mothers Against Drunk Driving was a big thing that we had to do a lot of stuff on when we were in school. So this says copyright, let me see, there's a whole bunch of dates on here, so it's hard to tell when this one was published. It says 1958. Obviously this version isn't from 1958. Has a whole bunch of different dates, so I'm not really sure when this particular edition is from. But anytime I find these like sort of cheesy suspense that have those moral sort of things wrapped in there, I definitely go ahead and grab them, and love the cover on this one. And then I did get Christopher Pike Monster. I do already own this one, but this particular copy is in almost immaculate condition. It's in such good condition. So I went ahead and grabbed it for the sake of $1.79, and I'll check the one that I have already on the shelf. So usually if it's an earlier edition, I will replace it, or if these are in a lot better condition than the ones that I have. Otherwise, I'll just stick it in with a boot box or something that I send off to other people. I haven't been able to send anything in the past while because I'm sure you guys have heard about the Canada postal strike. So it's really, really hard to get anything out. And of course, I don't want to spend astronomical amounts of money to send it by, you know, UPS or DHL or FedEx or whatever. So really super sad that I couldn't get any Boo boxes out in the past little while, but hopefully we will be able to do that after the holidays, after the backlog is all cleared. I did get one in the Med Center series, so I think I only have one in Med Center, and this is number 2, The Flood, or Flood. So these are like suspense YA sort of thrillers. This one is the first printing from August of 1996. It was $2.99. I don't understand their pricing sort of skews at Value Village. I really don't. But really, really good condition. It has barely any spine creases. There's no creases in the cover. And definitely going to keep an eye out for more of these. Like I said, I think I only have 1, possibly 2 in this series. So I think this sort of centers around kids that volunteer at a hospital. Will the struggle for life be won? So super, super cheesy. So I will definitely keep an eye out for more of those in 2025. And then last but not least, we do have an adult horror. So I got another Michael Slade because it says author of Headhunter, and I do own Headhunter, and there's another one, I can't remember the name of it, by this particular author. And I love the covers. I wish this one had step back cover art, but it's not. It's just embossed. So it's kind of hard to see, but you can see this ghoulish guy on the front here. And this is actually like a vinyl, like a record. And you can see, like, if you look really closely around, you can see the lines in the record. So I really was hoping that this one would be a step back cover, but it's not, but that's completely fine. When is this one from? 1987. It says top drawer horror. Slade runs a 3-ring circus of suspense, salting the plot with red herrings and keeping the reader guessing until the truth is unveiled in a grisly, sensational climax. My goodness. And on the front here, it's actually blurbed by Alice Cooper. It says, an advanced course in psycho horror, convulsingly terrifying, I couldn't put it down. So this is cool. An international bestseller. So that's pretty cool. I haven't read the Michael Slade that I already have, and I'm definitely going to put this one up next to the others, and hopefully we'll get to at least one in 2025. But I mean, I say I'm going to get to everything the following year, and then I never do. There's always so much to read, and honestly, this is just a portion of the books that I bought for myself. I guess I shouldn't say bought for myself, because I did also get a gift card from a special person for Amazon, and so I went ahead and bought some ebooks, and then I downloaded some audiobooks as well. I bought some more credits and I downloaded some audiobooks, so we are all full up for the beginning of 2025. So we'll see if we get to a Michael Slade next year, but this one definitely sounded really, really good. It's in great condition considering his age, and I just love the covers on his book specifically. So there you guys go. This is part 1 of my Yule haul. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to get into some other activities, get back into my hobbies for 2025. We will do a little bit of a tea and a chat, and I'll wrap up the year, which is going to be very frustrating because you guys know how much I struggled this year. But we're going to fix that. We're going to make sure that Lizzie is having a more balanced life in the coming year, and posting more and doing more lives and sprints and hanging out with my BookTube friends and stuff. So if you guys have reached out to me on Instagram or through email or whatever, thank you so much. It's good to know who your true friends are, and they're always checking in on you even if they don't see you on here. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and leave me a question or comment down below, because you know I love chatting with you guys. But until next time, stay spooky, everybody. Bye.